About athletes being afraid to fail. How many of you are afraid to fail when you compete? Raise your hands. You're afraid to fail. Everybody, mostly. Okay. What I'm going to talk about today is it's not the end of the world. Everybody who has been successful in this country has failed. You know, I've failed sports. I went out for a football team when I was younger. Got cut. They sent me home in my underwear. They said, everybody bring shorts under your football clothes. I was confident that I was going to make the team, even though I didn't put in the work to make the team. Two of us got cut, me and a guy named Perry. We were best friends. When we should have been practicing, guess what we were doing? Playing around, over on the swing sets. So we got cut. The next year, I wanted to play football. My mom says, Damien, you're not cut out for football. My father says, you're not a football player. You shouldn't play football. So what I did, I told myself I'm going to play football. They said, you should play soccer. I said, I'm not playing soccer, I'm playing football. I made the team the next year. I wasn't a superstar, but I made the team. Okay? By the time I graduated high school, I was one of the starters on the top 18th team in the nation. Where did I start at? I got cut. My friends and family were laughing. You know, that's failure in front of everybody. But I kept in my head that this is something I want to do. I'm going to play football. I'm going to be good at football. A lot of guys, once they fail at something, they're afraid to do it again. You cannot be afraid to fail. School teaches you if you fail, it's a bad thing, but it's not. Like Martin says, Thomas Edison failed at making the light bulb 10,000 times. What's lighting up this gym?
Light bulb.
If he would quit that first time, we'd be bumping around here with no lights. Right? You know, the guys that made the airplane, they failed plenty of times. Right? So you cannot be afraid to fail at sports. That's part of life. That's why I like coaching sports. That's why I like teaching sports. When I went out for a wrestling team, I failed again. I went out for the wrestling team, and I was horrible. Lost every match. Wrestled a girl, lost to a girl. People laughed at me. You shouldn't wrestle. It's not good sport for you. Don't do it. So I tell myself again, I'm going to go out for the wrestling team. And my brother was a really good wrestler. He was a good football player. Everything he did, I did. I just wasn't as successful when I started. Everything he went out for, he was really good at. So it's not where you start, it's where you end, right? So I went out for the wrestling team. I go out, shake hands. If somebody grabs my leg, I'm on my back. I'm pinning. All right, I'm gonna go out again. Go out, same thing, wrestle around, get taken down. Okay. This happened for a year. So I put in my mind, I'm going to be a good wrestler. And I went up to the high school team, and the coaches said, your brother's a good wrestler, you should go out for wrestling. I went out for wrestling the first year. I was something like 12 and 22. Is that a winning record? Is that successful in most people's eyes? No. The next year I went 18 and 10. The next year I read a note in the paper. The paper asked the coach who were the best wrestlers on the team. There were 4 people. I wasn't one. Everybody that I wrestled that year paid for that. I lost 4 matches that year and took second in the States. When I started, where did I start at? Lost every match. But by the time I graduated high school, I was 2-time state runner wrestler, a high school All-American. I placed 7th in the nation. Now, how many people would have quit after that first year? It's not where you start, it's where you finish. Again, I go out for another sport. I go out for motocross racing. My brother, again, taking off. He's at the front of the line looking back, people are laughing. I'm I'm in the back, way in the back, way in the back. People are passing me from the beginning of the track that started the race with. They're passing me. I'm getting lapped by the people way in the back. My last race, I took 6th at the Baltimore Ring Cross. I refuse to quit. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, I refuse. When somebody tells me I can't do something, I'm going to do it just to prove them wrong. That's the mentality we have to have. You know, you cannot be afraid to fail. If you're afraid to fail in anything, you're not going to be successful. So you got to go out. I don't care if it's here, and you don't look good this week, you don't look good next week. A month from now, you tell yourself, I'm going to stay at it. I'm going to stay at it. I'm going to keep pushing away. You cannot live in a comfort zone. I tell my daughters that all the time. You cannot live in a box where you're afraid that people are going to laugh at you. Half the people that are laughing never accomplish anything because they're afraid to go out and try. Right? The people that you see on the sidelines at the football games, oh, he stinks. He didn't win a Super Bowl. How many Super Bowls did you play at? He didn't win an NBA championship. How many NBA championships have you played at? Did you even play in the NBA? So how are you judging somebody that's a professional and telling them they're a failure because they didn't win a championship? They went out and gave it 110%. You would hope. Now there are some that are real good, like who knows who Randy Moss is? A superstar. But he never put in the work. He could have been the best football player, I think, ever. But he never put in the work. And then you have the wide receiver for the Patriots. What's that guy's name? Welker. Wes Welker isn't that big, isn't that fast, isn't that strong. But he's one of the best wide receivers on the planet because he works hard. He doesn't listen to, well, you're not good enough, you're a failure, just give up the game. That's not what he does. To be successful in life, you have to go beyond what people think you're going to go. Like I said, when somebody tells me I can't do something, I'm going to keep doing it, and I'm going to keep doing it, and if I fail, get up and scratch myself off and go at it again. I love motocross. We were watching a motocross race at the arena cross where I took 6th at. This kid, my brother's son, was racing. He fell and he got hurt. And they took it wrong. I said, you got to get back up and you got to go. You got to go. And they took it as I was like being down there. So I'm watching this little kid and he's racing. He's coming over the wall. He's going real fast. He flips over. He jumps up, dusts himself off, runs, grabs the bike, starts the bike, and takes off to 2nd place. Everybody in the stands was like, he got up and rolled off. 2nd place. That's how you have to do things. If you can't see that, then you got to open your mind up to that spot. Again, I was racing in West Virginia. I'm coming down the hill, I'm in last place. There's a guy in front of me. I'm coming past him. I jump up the hill, I pass him. I pass another guy. I come off the hill and I hit my ribs on the next jump. I broke my ribs. I go in the woods, my bike's in the woods. I pick up the bike, I pull it out. My shift lever is broken. My brake lever is broken. I get on the bike. My buddies are videotaping this whole race. I get on the bike and I finish the race. The lever's gone and I could hear them on the video laughing. I finished the race. I didn't get last. I probably got like 2nd or 3rd to last, but I finished the race. The way I knew my ribs were broken, Holly was little at the time. She comes in the room and she startled me. I jump up and I hear, that's my ribs. That's my ribs broken. But again, no matter how hurt I was, I got up and finished the race. They would have had flown me out of there. And that's the way we got to go. That's why I love sports, because it teaches you that about life. That's why if you can play sports into high school, some of you may go on past high school, you want to go out and live and not be afraid to not be successful. Right, Gage? All right, let's get warmed up. We're not going to be able to do too much. Our pizza should be here about 11:30. Okay?